Hello everyone, welcome to It Was Tuesday with your host James Chen, aka J Chen. So we're going to do something fun today. I got into a conversation on Twitter talking about who had the weakest defense in Street Fighter 6, because I was like, Kim is one of the worst defenses in the game, and then people were like, hi Manon exists, and hi Lily exists, and I just thought, why don't we actually look at this carefully? Why don't we actually try to decide who has the actual weakest defense? So I've come to tier maker over here. As you can see here, I've created my different tiers. Let me full screen this just to make it a little bit, nicer over here. There we go, kill this ad. And so what do we got over here? We've got the impenetrable category, the garrison category, the cardboard box fort category, and the paper towel category over here. And I really feel like this is going to be the easiest to go from bottom up. Honestly, I think this is going to be the easiest way to do that, because I think that right now there are what I would consider probably the 3 defensive weakest characters in the game. Now, the way I'm going to order them is that the character at the end of the line has the worst defense. So if I have 3 characters in one group over here, the one at the very right is the weakest one. And yes, so we'll talk about that, True Nappa. We'll talk about that in a little bit as we continue through all the different characters. So obviously, having an ODDP or having a throw invo thing, having a good anti-throw tool, having a good level 1, having a good level 2, etc., etc. A lot of these things will become clear as we go through these characters. And in my opinion, the character with the absolute weakest defense in the game, this is a tough one because it really comes down to 2 characters here. It really, really, really comes down to 2 characters here, but I think the weakest defensive character is going to be Dhalsim. And the reason why is because in pressure, it's a weird one, because obviously Dhalsim is good at zoning, but that's not really defense. But the problem is he has no invincibility on his level 1. His level 2 can be crouched. So if you just crouch under it and wait till he finishes spinning around and shoots the fireball, you throw him, and then he just or you just find a combo that moves you forward, and that's the end of it. Dhalsim, the only defensive option Dhalsim has is literally his level 3. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Good luck putting him on the defense, but good times once you do so. And in fact, who was it? Was it Broski or somebody? I think it was Broski who even had an option select that blew up his drive reversal. And I can't remember what he did, but it was gross that he did it. I can't remember how he blew it up, but because it's 2 hits, he took advantage of the fact that it's 2 hits. So I think that's kind of, Dhalsim is probably the worst. He can do jump drills to beat throws. And jump backwards teleport to beat throws. That's an interesting argument, Perfect Play. That is an interesting argument. And because you've said that now, that does feel like that kind of pushes Zangief to worse. Because the problem with Zangief is he also has no level 1. His level 2 is 11 frame startup, I think. It's 17 frame startup or something like that. His level 2 is 18 frames of startup, dude. It's so easy to save meaty. Oh, God. And that's the end. And his level 3 doesn't even work on airborne characters. Actually, now that you say it, Perfect Play, Zangief, I think, is at the bottom. Zangief has the worst defense in this game. Completely. Completely. Yeah, Zangief is the worst because he's got literally nothing, and even all of his supers don't work. Mostly options during wake up and pressure situations, minus frame situations. Minus frame situations when it's not your turn. What can you do basically to keep the opponent on their toes? Dude, in the story mode in Street Fighter V, I think it's Satsuki. One of the dolls takes a katana and chops Zangief in the chest, and the katana shatters, and he's like, "You cannot break my iron body!" And dude, and then in Street Fighter 6, he's like, "I fold like paper towel." You know, it's like, God, it sucks, dude. Yeah, I think you just made it like this. So I really honestly think that these are the two characters that are paper towel. I think these are the only two characters that are paper towel at this point. Cardboard Box Fort is also pretty bad because, I mean, here, I'll do this without tape. Like, you're just literally stacking the boxes on top of each other, right? So, you know, maybe as they punch through the cardboard boxes, you can kind of use them as a shield a little bit, but it's basically useless, right? And in my opinion, at this point, yes, the absolute worst character in defense is Kimberly. And the reason why she is the worst in defense is because she literally has no ODDP. Her level 1 is 12 frame startup. So it's very easy to safely meaty with a light and still block afterwards. But even worse than that is her level 2 is a 13 frame startup. But even worse than that is it can't even hit people next to you. It can't hit people next to you. Like, literally, you're standing right next to them, and they super, and if you super, she just flies over their head, and they get to kill you. The only thing she has is the level 3, which is 8 frames. You know, but she has a level 1, unlike these two. So, in general, she's better. She's better than these two, at least. She has a level 1 to beat throws and like meaty mediums and stuff like that. So so she's the worst of the Cardboard Box Fort characters. Then after that, I put Manon. So Manon is the next worst one because just like Kimberly, no wake ups. Her level 1 at least is 10 frames. So her level 1 is 2 frames faster than Kimberly's. But her super art level 2 is 7 frames faster. Is 7 frames. So her level 2 is actually a legit wake up. She actually has a wake up at this point. So Manon at least has a level 2. At least has a level 2. After this is probably Lily. Because, and why is Lily considered better than Manon and Kimberly? Well, one, I mean, when she has the worst level 1 in the game, 13 frame level 1, what? Like, why? Why do the characters who have no ODDPs also have the slowest supers? And Luke has a 6 frame super? What? What? He has a 6 frame level 1? What? Okay. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Okay, let's fix that real quick here. Someone mentioned that there is no Aki in this list. So let's do Street Fighter 6 Aki. Let's grab the images over here. Where is her official art? What is the official art they always use for Aki over here? God, there's so much fan art for this character. This character definitely struck a nerve, honestly. There's definitely a lot of people who love this character. See, this is where my OCD comes in. I could pick any Aki picture, and it really doesn't matter. But, like, I feel like I have to pick the official one. Okay, so it's this one here, where she's in that position. Interesting. Yeah, you don't find that position you don't see that art as often. Can I just do this? Open image in new tab. Oh, it has no background. Interesting. Okay, okay. God, see, my OCD is terrible. All right, you know what? Oh, here we go. This is a good one here. Yeah, okay, we'll just use this one here. This one's already here, so we'll do this. Copy image, come to Photoshop, do new, clipboard, create, paste, square, square selection over here. Let's move the selection a little bit to the side like this. Image, crop, save a copy on my computer onto the desktop. We call it Aki Ping. Here like this, Aki Ping. Smallest file size. Come down over here, come down over here. Whoops. Actually, let's come back over here. Come over here. Choose file. We will add Aki.ping as well. Yep, there she is. Okay, so Aki's in the list now. There you go. Thank you. You down with OCD? Yeah, no, you know me. Netgear. I mean, it's 8 for me. It's 8:30 for me, so it's not that late. But anyways, let's keep going over here. You know, why haven't I done that? What am I doing? Anyways, so Lily, she at least has a level 2, but her level 2 is 9 frames. So her level 2 and her level 1 are both slower than Manon. So why in the hell am I listing her as a stronger defense than Manon? And the reason why is because her ODDP at least is throw invul. At least is throw invul. So that's why she is here compared to everybody else. Probably next in the cardboard box for actually five tiers might have actually been good. Yeah, let's put something in the middle actually, because I think we need one more over here like this. We'll change it to this color like so. So it's a slightly different color. Well, I'll call this one the cabin. There we go. That'll work. That'll work. Because at this point in time, I think this is where we leave the cardboard fort box over here. Because, well, it's hard. Aki is hard. Because honestly, the ability to avoid all strikes and cross up is really strong. Because if your opponent isn't in throw range, a lot of times you can get away from people really, really well. It's strong, but throws are such a problem for her. See, here's the problem. If I really... Okay, so here's the thing. Clearly there are 3 characters who are very similar at this point, okay? Marisa, Honda, and Aki, okay? None of these characters have ODDPs. None of these characters have ODDPs. So, what's the really significant difference between them? It's going to be, their best option, because they all have a strike invul option, right? Honda and Marisa both have armor, and Aki has the dash. So Aki avoids and has the ability to side switch. Marisa has the armor, and Honda has the armor. The problem is that Marisa's level 1 loses to throws. Her level 2 is 9 frames. For Honda, his level 1 is 7 frames, and his level 2 is 12 frames, and his level 3 is 9 frames. So he's got a good selection over there. And Aki, her level 1 is 10 frames, so she's got a slower level 1. Her level 2 has 0 invincibility whatsoever, and her level 3 is 10 frames. So the thing about it is that Marisa's level 1 loses to throws. Honda might be the best out of all of them, honestly, because he has the strike armor and all three of his supers are good. All three of his are good. The slide is really good in my opinion because the worst that can happen is punish counter throw. If you get an EXDP wrong, you eat a full combo. That's another very, very, very good point. So yeah, it might just be like this, but even with that point, because honestly, Honda's OD headbutt is super punishable. But having the ability, so like having a bad level 2 isn't necessarily a problem because you have a level 1. And so a lot of times if you're trying to do a wake up super to get someone off you, if you have 2 meters, you will do the level 1 because you want to save the level 1, even if your level 2 is good, right? The reason why Manon does level 2 is because her level 1 sucks, right? But for like, even if you're Honda and you're going to try to wake up a move on someone, you're either going to do a level 1 because it's fast, or you're going to do a level 2 or level 3 because if you're going to risk that much meter, might as well dump it all and just murder people at that point in time. So not having a good level 2 doesn't really affect her defense as much, in my opinion. And Honda's ODDP, if you guess right against it, you get to murder him. You can dash and then punish him. And Marisa's probably the weakest one here at this point because even her level 1 loses the throw. Even her level 1 loses the throw, which sucks. Oh yeah, all of us are scared to be close to Marisa in general, for sure. So I don't know. This might actually be the order for the cabin over here. It might just be Aki, Honda, and Marisa. Honestly, it just might be this. I think this is a pretty decent list over here. And this is where things get kind of dodgy here because at this point we're reaching a situation where everybody is very largely equal to each other here. Because most of these characters here have good level 1s, have good EXDPs. So you're putting Ed right. So that's the thing, is the DP is really slow. That is his biggest problem right there. Is that the Blitz? Is that the Blitz? Is that what it's called here? No, that's not. Oh, Psycho Upper? Is that the one? Fully invincible on frames 1 through 16, yeah. So the OD Psycho Upper is 13 frames startup. So yeah, you can meaty Ed with a jab on his DP and his level 1. Now, if you're too late, you definitely can still get hit. But that is a big problem, honestly. But at least he has a DP, which beats throws as well. So I can't with good conscience put him in the same range as Cabin as these guys over here. God. Do I need to add a row here? Do I need to add a row? Because I feel like Ed needs to have better Cabin. His EXDP beats Shimmy? How does his EXDP... Oh, it beats autopilot Shimmy, right? It beats autopilot Shimmies. What you're talking about. Because someone will walk back and hit a button and then you can base... The DP is so slow that it actually still hits them. All right. For that reason, we'll put him at the bottom of Garrison, okay? He will be at the bottom of Garrison. Okay, so then after that, let's see here. The next weakest character might actually be... And this is an interesting one. At this point, the next weakest character might be DJ. Only because his level 1 has no invul. So in burnout situations, if he doesn't have a level 2, he's screwed. He can't stop the drive impacts at all. So DJ probably is down here. His biggest advantage of defense is that when he does the OD Sobat, like, he's just gone, dude. He's just gone. Oh, you really appreciate, so Gainanio Gain oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Gainani Hot says, I know this is unrelated, but I really appreciate you shouting out North Africa at the ARC World Tour Finals. As someone from Egypt, I was really sad to need to be included at Capcom Pro Tour at all, so thank you a ton. Yeah, I mean, part of that message was the ARC World Tour. Part of it was the Capcom as well, because Capcom has generally put them into really bad groups, as well as the fact that, you know, Africa just doesn't have any servers at all for the online Street Fighter, so it's a little tough to deal with. So oh, thanks, Ed. Thanks. Oh, and thank you for the sub as well. He says my haircut looks nice, and that the and then he gave me a sub. So thank you, Ed F117. Appreciate that. So yeah, like Rashid's. I guess, maybe, actually, yeah, if I put on the turban kind of thing. I know it's not actually called a turban, so my bad. I don't want to be culturally disrespectful here. But, yeah, so Ed, DJ, who else would go here as well? So, Rashid, what is Rashid's biggest weakness on defense? Because the thing about it is his OD spinning mixer works exactly like it's supposed to, even close up, right? So yes, it is. What the hell do they call that? Oh, they just called it mixer. I see. Got it. Fully invincible on frames 1 through 8. So yeah, it's a legit DP in like pressure situations, right? His OD mixer has a startup of 6 frames, so no, it does not lose the meaty jabs. So it's actually really, really strong. Yeah. No, for sure, Dookie. Everybody got mad at me when I called Varix from North Africa. But keep in mind, I'm from California. My whole brain is just like north, mid, and south. North, central, and south. So when I looked up Senegal, it was close to the top of Africa. So I was like, it's in North Africa. I didn't realize that there was an official West Africa for the part that juts out on the west over there. I was just like, oh, here's north, here's mid, and south. So that's all I thought. But apparently there's official designation. And yes, Senegal is in West Africa. I did actually not know. So that's my bad in terms of just not having that geographical knowledge. But come on, can't blame me. I know US is bad at geography, but I don't think that was a... I don't think that was a... I think that's understandable where I came from on that one. So... I am going to put... See, like, I'm about to do something so controversial that everybody's going to get super, super, super mad at me. Actually, look, okay, no, you know what? There is a reason to put... there is actually a legit reason to put Guile and Blanca into Garrison. There's actually a legit reason to put Guile and Blanca into Garrison rank over here. Now, while they have everything, and they've got great Super 1s and 3s, obviously they both have install level 2s, and they actually have really, really good flash kicks, a flash kick and the up ball. The reason why I would put them in Garrison compared to everyone else is that because their DPs have to be charged. So if I land a cross up on you, you have to take the strike throw mix up. If I land a cross up on you, you have to take the strike throw mix up. That's the other problem, Kraos the bear, is that he does have the anti-throw up ball from freaking jump backwards. Ah! All right, I'm putting Guile over here just because he's got the charge. Like, having that anti-throw option for Blanka, that's plus on block, is really good. Now, obviously, it also beats, regular up ball would beat throws as well. But it's nice to have that because if you're wrong, you're still plus. If you're wrong, you're still plus, dude. What the hell? So, God, this is a tough one. This is a really, really tough. This is where it gets hard because everybody, like I said, at this point in time, are so similar to each other. Dude, Blanka, so good, dude. Ooh, EX airball is not invul. So that's the other weakness of it, obviously, is that you could try to, hit him out of it and stuff. All right, you know what? This is not going to work without the hot takes, right? So I'm putting Blanka here. Yes, he has the air invul, the anti-throw Blanka ball, but just the fact that you can't cross this guy up though anyway. Like, there's very few situations, like Guile you might be able to cross up more often, but I swear to God, like Blanka, like, all right, you know what, we'll do the other hot take. People are going to get really, really pissed off. But I'm going to put JP and Garrison over here, okay? One. Okay, everyone's going to be like, James, what the hell? James, what the hell? You're putting JP and Garrison over here. People are going to be really, really mad at me. Now, obviously, a lot of people will say that, because Amnesia got nerfed, right? You can't build meter during the explosions, and obviously it scales a bunch. So yeah, it's not as good as it was before. But I might put it here even without the nerf. I might put JP here even without the nerf. I'm waiting for people to yell at me in the chat. And I'm really, really surprised I haven't seen anybody yell at me in the chat. Did the stream stop? Okay, finally, someone says, all right, that's definitely a hot take. And Necromancy Black is even saying, I still can't put JP above DJ and Guile. And, wow, Ennis actually says my opinion is valid. We're not talking necessarily about pure damage, but the reason why I'm going to put JP here is, yes, even before the nerf, if he actually acted... Oh, cool. Jasmine is sleeping in the box now. Yes, the box is prevailing. Oh, if you hadn't watched my match analysis, there you go, John. She says, I would have yelled if I hadn't watched your match analysis. The reason why is because JP's Amnesia doesn't work on mids and lights. It just doesn't. After you trigger the Amnesia, sure, you're in a weird situation where you're scared of the bombs, but JP has to guess too. He's the only one that has a defensive option where he has to guess. And in that kind of case, I may actually put him under Guile and DJ. because it's a really bad weakness. Amnesia, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to put him over here. I'm going to put him under Ed. Because mid-screen, you get jack shit. You get jack shit from JP in the middle of the screen. He just gets away. He just escapes. That's it. That's the best he gets. Even on throws, even on heavies, you basically get nothing mid-screen. So I actually think that I've never thought Amnesia was the problem. I've never thought Amnesia was broken. And like John the Automaton says, when I did that match analysis with Gachikun versus Kakeru, Gachikun triggered OD Amnesia about 7 or 8 times and won the mix-up afterwards every time except once. Gachikun only got punished for 1 throw using OD Amnesia, but every other time he would just walk up and jab and trigger it, and then he would throw him. He option selected an air throw from him trying to jump away. He knew that he was going to activate Amnesia into level 1, and he blocked it, and he killed him. Like, JP on activating, Moke versus Kakeru. You're right, not Gachikun. Gachikun is the Rashid. Moke was the Chun-Li. Even after you trigger Amnesia, you have to guess. That's not the best wake up. And so I really don't think JP's defense is as strong. When I fight against JP, yeah, it sucks you can't meaty him with longer, or throw him on me. I just walk up and jab a lot, dude. Like, then I trigger it and then he has to guess. And, it's not necessarily as good as people think it is. It's just because of the times that you went for a throw in the corner and he got OD Amnesia and drained 60% of your life, you think this is the cheapest move in the world. But let's just pretend if he activated OD Amnesia in the corner and it pushed you out the distance that he would go back mid-screen, it would actually get to the point where it just would be useless. It just gets him away. It just gets him away, and that's it. And now that the damage is nerfed, I want to move him in the cabin. Actually, the more I talk about it, the more I think JP's actual defense should be cabin. He's just really strong on the offense and on zoning. So honestly, I think I could justifiably move JP to cabin and make everybody mad at me. And make everybody mad. And so this is the part where it gets kind of weird at this point. So, but media is always an option, Necromancy Black. That's the thing, is like I said, I will just go up and jab at him. I'll just go up and press, buttons at him. Because, you know what, if he OD Amnesias, he spends 2 bars and now he has to deal with a mix-up. He still has to guess. Like, that's kind of a shitty way. If I describe to you a character where my OD wake up is that now both of us still have to guess to get damage, most people would just hear that and be like, that sucks. That's a terrible wake up. But it's just because it's on this zoner, and just so happens that he used to have the ability to do 60% damage. No one wants to believe that, right? Empty Oki means just literally do nothing. Just walk up and to be like, hi. And then he goes, ha ha ha, and then you kill him, basically. So I'm putting him in cabin. Screw it. I'm putting him in cabin. And then, like I said, at this point in time, it almost doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter because I think everybody else is pretty equal at this point. Trying to see here. Is there a reason I would put one character above the other at this point with these characters? Because at this point, the level 1 speed really doesn't make much of a difference. At this point, you would really have to start nitpicking, like, your jab isn't very good. Your 4-frame button isn't very good, And honestly, at that point, that might actually mean like what, like Blanca, because his is the standing light kick, which isn't the greatest button. Actually, it's still good. Actually, it has really good range. Never mind. That's better than I thought it was. Yeah, honestly, at this point, it's like it's almost kind of moot. However, the best way to go from this point is to go from top to bottom now. Who do I think is exceptional on defense compared to other characters, right? In other words, who do I think has the best defense? It's going to be Luke or Cammy. It's going to be these two right here. The reason why is because Luke has a freaking six frame level 1 that's also a projectile. So it can actually beat fireballs if it gets to its 6th frame, because then it just erases other fireballs. But the reason why Cammy is probably the strongest is he has the anti-throw option that's safe on block. You know, if you do the dive kick, most of the time you are, you're going to be minus. You might even be negative depending on how close you are. But at least she has that option. And then on top of all of that, she has an ODDP that side switches. So if you have her in the corner and she hits you with it, she's out of the corner. Like, that is what makes her defense probably the best out of every character in this game. So I would probably put those two at the top at this point. But again, seriously, the rest of the characters are all kind of the same at this point, because there's really nothing you can say that would differentiate their defense between the different characters. They're all pretty similar at this point. I mean, for example, Juri has an anti-throw option. Clearly not safe on block, though. Clearly not safe on block. But the reason why that option is kind of important here, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why having that option is still nice, is that OD dive kicks in general, we can actually take I'm actually going to check this for you guys over here. Do you guys want me to put the game on the screen? I can do that if you guys really want me to put the game on the screen here. Let's just do this over here. The reason why it's not terrible is that, like, that happens there, and you're -9, right? You're -9. The reason why that's actually not a bad problem is because that option is -48. Oh, what this is, it's not an instant overhead. It beats throws. It beats meaty throws. So if your opponent has a throw loop on you, for example, let's just do a throw loop with, it's just whatever. Anybody, James, anybody. Just pick a character. Pick a damn character. If I do this with Cammy here, like so, as a throw loop, and then I let her come and try to throw. If I hold up forward, whoops, I have to get used to the timing here. I'm not good at the timing. You at least get that. That is actually why. So she has an anti-throw option here. Oh, they're talking about Chun-Li legs. Sorry. I was going with the wrong thing over there. That's my bad. So you're talking about instant air legs. Yeah, so Chun-Li has it too as well. So Chun-Li has an anti-throw option. So the reason why these anti-throw options are so important, and let me check Chun-Li's frame data on this one as well with her Tiger Knee lightning legs here. So, oops, stop jabbing, Cammy, please. So that's -3. Yeah, so the light lightning legs Tiger Need is -3. That's really strong. So as a result, I'm putting Cammy over here. And then I'm going to put Juri here next. And the reason why is because having that anti-throw option is important because of the fact that you're only -9. Some characters, their best punish situations where they want to hit you with that big punish counter, button that hurts you really, really badly. Like, for example, Zangief can do some serious damage in the corner with a punish counter starter with down forward heavy kick or forward heavy kick. Did I say the wrong thing? Did I say Chun-Li, Cammy? Both of them have the instant air. Actually, does that make Chun-Li better than Luke then? Because the other thing too is that her level 2 super is hella good. Oh, so I did say Cammy instead of Chun. Okay, thank you, Krayos. So actually, having that anti-throw option and the fact that, yes, actually her wake up level 2, like I said, you generally don't use that. But the fact that she has it, and it's super corner carry, and it links into level 1 and does all sorts of crazy shit and sets up safe jumps, I might actually put Chun-Li over Luke, even with that 6-frame super. But again, -9 is better to be at than it is to be at -48 if you're wrong on the throw. Like if they actually shimmy and you do it and you're -9, they punish you with medium punch into something or blah, blah, blah. So you don't eat super, super ridiculous damage. Like Cammy's crouching heavy punch, for example, is a great way to start a combo on somebody who actually, is in a guaranteed punish situation. But Cammy's crouch heavy punch, if I'm not mistaken, as I am a Cammy player, is plus 10 frames. So if you block is a 10 frame startup. So if you block Juri's jump medium punch into the dive kick, you can't do crouching heavy punch. You can't do drive rush standing heavy punch. You actually cannot damage her as badly for her guessing wrong on a throw situation, right? If she did the EXDP, she's -48. You can murder her. And so I think that's kind of the 4 right here that are a good group to put over here. And then at this point in time, like I said, Jamie can. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put Jamie and Garrison. Jamie's DP has a really, really bad weak point in that he doesn't leave the ground. Zangief actually whiffing air SPD can beat his ODDP. And then drive impacts can beat his ODD. Drive impacts hurt his ODDP really, really badly. And then maybe, Rashid probably kind of towards just the bottom because, I don't know. See, at this point in time, it's really just whatever. I'll put Blanca up here because he does have the anti-throw that's plus on block, so you can't even be punished by it anyway. But I won't put him above these characters because he at least has to charge. He at least has to charge his up ball, which makes it so it's not as great. And then at this point, Ken's ODDP reaches pretty far. And then Ryu, and then maybe Rashid. Like Ken, Ryu, and Rashid, unless somebody can give me a very specific reason, really these 3 become interchangeable with each other, in my opinion. I really think that they kind of just become interchangeable at this point. Obviously the OD spinning mixer isn't necessarily as good, but they did buff it. So now it does work as an anti-air fairly decently. But I think this is a fair way to do it. So Impenetrable, Cammy, then Chun, then Luke, then Juri, then Blanca, then Ken, then Ryu, and then Rashid. Because these guys are all really strong. And then Jamie down here because he doesn't leave the floor. Guile because he has to charge. DJ because he has to charge and he has no invincible level 1. And then Ed because his ODDP can be safe meatied because it's a 13 frame startup. And his super level 1 is also a 13 frame startup. But again, that's a Garrison. That's a pretty good defense, honestly. It's really, really good. Yeah, and the charge moves does help you react to it, to things faster, for sure, which does help as a defense. But, you know, oh, God. Yeah, let's just put it this way. Garrison is pretty strong. Pretty strong. So, yeah, I mean, Blanca's... putting Blanca above Juri is actually fair. Is actually fair, to be honest with you. Putting Blanca above Juri because his anti-throw thing is so good, I think it's actually fair to put him up there. So, but you know what? Garrison, you're barely weaker than these guys. You're barely weaker. In fact, kind of just to make it look right at this point, you know, honestly, like, would it just be better to just do this, you know, just to kind of give the right idea and just call the highest tier Garrison and then just remove the Garrison tier that I have right here? So Garrison basically is Cammy, Chen, Luke, Blanca, Juri, Ken, Ryu, Rashid, Jamie, Guile, DJ at this point. And then Cabin is Ed, JP, Aki. See, it just feels weird to put Ed in the same category as some of these characters here. It's just really off to put him there. And same thing with JP. So let's put Garrison back, actually. Let's put Garrison back. This was supposed to be a 10-minute video, but whatever. It's fine. Oh, Kid needs something, Kuma Radio. I'm a Kim player, so trust me, I'm very, very bitter about it. All right, let's just put all these guys back into the cabin over here. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Garrison, Guile, DJ. Actually, DJ deserves to be down here because he doesn't have the Invul level 1. It's so hard to actually put Guile in a weaker category there. Because, yeah, he needs to charge the flash kick, but my God, it's so hard to ever really take advantage of that situation. But, you know, if he blocks a jump attack, like if you jump over a Sonic Boom, yeah, that's the reason why. Like, if he throws a Sonic Boom, now he has to deal with your pressure. If you jump and he threw a Sonic Boom and it was fast enough that he didn't have enough time to charge, that's the problem. That's the problem. And then you can jump at him, kick him from far, and then jump and cross up again, and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, we'll keep Guile down there. So, Cabin is Aki, Honda, and Marisa. And then Cardboard Box Fort without tape is Lily, Manon, and Kimberly. And then Paper Towel, Dulcim, and then Zangief. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts putting Zangief all the way at the bottom. Oh. You know, someone said, I'll save you the time, James. Zangief will be last. And I was like, haha, says you. I actually will put Dulcim under there. And then I was like, oh, but actually, oh, wait, but actually, oh, wait, but. Zangief is the worst. Oh, that's so painful. Zangief actually has the worst defense because Dulcim can jump drill throws and his level 3 can at least hit people out of the air. Zangief will lose the hop kicks. Zangief's level 3 will lose the hop kicks. His level 2 is 18 frame startup, and his level 1 can't hit anybody and doesn't catch anybody low to the ground. The air SBD, it will be punishable in that situation. He jumps in the air SBDs and he goes, and you go whiff throw, and you're like, oh, and then Zangief lands, and then you murder him. So Zangief actually has the worst defense. Whoops, that's the wrong camera. There we go. And there we go. All right. So there you have it. That's my defensive ranking. Thought that would take 10 minutes, but way too much deliberation and debating. So there you go. We have the situation where Zangief is the worst. Yep, Zangief is the worst. But let me know if you agree with my rankings over here. Let me know if you're mad at me for putting JP into the garrison. God. Actually, hang on. I reordered them incorrectly. I actually wanted to put JP down here. And I actually kind of wanted to put him in a cabin. This is a tough one. Bottom of garrison or top of cabin? Bottom of garrison or top of cabin? You know, it stops both. It stops both and he gets away. It stops both and he gets away. And then if he just backdashes because he has room, that works really, really well. That works really, really well. So he escapes. At least he doesn't have to guess between strike and throw. He gets away. And that is more important than anything. So yeah, he's in garrison. For sure. For jump. Oh, you're talking about the pre-jump SPD. You're talking about the pre-jump frame glitch, right? Oh, not glitch. It's something that's existed in every Street Fighter game. Almost every Street Fighter game. Does that put him above Dhalsim? Does that put him above Dhalsim? The fact that his level 3 would lose the hop kicks is what kills it for me, honestly. The fact that his level 3 loses the hop kicks is the weakest part about it. I mean, Dhalsim can even use his level 3 as an anti-air. He really can. And Zangief can't even really do that. So, yeah, no. Zangief is the worst. Anyways, for those of you on YouTube, let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of me putting JP so far down. Yeah, there's a 3-frame window for Zangief's, pre-jump SPD. So also that makes it really hard as well. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this defensive kind of situation. And let me know in the comments below who you think, maybe has the better defense than Cammy, or if you think I got any of this order wrong. But that'll be it. Or, maybe I overlooked something. Just mention it in the chat, and we'll take a look at that. So, but thank you for tuning in, of course. For everybody on YouTube, appreciate you guys so much. Keep spreading the love. Spread the word of the Chenzo Dynasty content here on YouTube.com, or the Ultra Chen TV content here. It Was Tuesday podcast. Hope you guys have been enjoying all the stuff. I'm really going to try to knuckle down on trying to make pre-recorded content, continue the First Attack series, for example. I have every intention of doing that. I have a lot of other really cool ideas that I want to do for content as well. So please keep an eye out for those. Please subscribe and let me know what kind of content you'd like to see me put up on the channel. And once the cool content that I put up does show up, let me know how much you enjoy those. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, the day this podcast graced your ears was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was
Wednesday.